Oh hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with the Rat. Sorry my videos have been kind of late to come out lately. Had a little bit of a break. I know it's kind of off schedule. The thing was I just didn't care. Today we'll be making a bastardized version of American tacos. This is a timeless family recipe passed down to me by my mom, and then I perfected it because hers was shit. We're not. So let's get started. First and foremost, you're going to want your chef's assistant. This is the most important part, because without your assistant, your food can't come out very well. Now, you're going to need a pot, something with high walls so that your meat doesn't spill over, the water splashes around, something like this. First, you're going to want to turn your stove to about medium heat. We're going to let that heat up a little bit first before we throw the meat in. I'm using ground turkey for this, and you can use ground beef too, of course, but the most important thing is you want 93% lean, just like me. This is 3 pounds because I'm poor and it was cheaper in bulk, but it works all the same. Alright, I think it's ready now, so we're going to go ahead and check the heat real quick. Yeah, that seems pretty good. You want to make sure to save this little pad on the bottom. This is great for when you have headaches. Now I have this fancy Pampered Chef meat grinder. It cost me about $300, but you know, any old spatula will work. Turns out the tenderizer kind of sucks, so I'm switching to a spatula. After about 5 minutes, you're gonna flip it over just to brown it each side. About every 5 minutes or so, you're gonna want to flip the meat around. Now you don't want to cook the meat completely through, just kind of get most of the pink out. Now some people in more undeveloped backwater southern states that start with an L prefer to use a strainer to get the grease out. I'm too lazy for that, so we just use a plate. Good enough. Now this is the most important part, is your taco seasoning. I use McCormick Mild. Personally, you can use, well, if you use anything else, you're just wrong, objectively. It's just how it is. The most important part is you want to add water so that the seasoning actually cooks in. So you're going to fill it a little bit above where the meat is. Now if you want to add a little bit of extra flavoring, I like to add lots of crushed red pepper and chili pepper. I use store brand seasonings because I'm not a rich bitch. I'm going to make sure to add a lot of this. The more the spicier, but I like to add tons. It really adds to the flavor. Alright, that's good. Now this is the most important part. My secret ingredient, a little bit of Smirnoff vodka. If you don't have any Smirnoff available, you know, any kind of alcohol will work. You know, turpentine, maybe some denatured alcohol, isopropyl alcohol here, even some acetone, you know, whichever you want to use. I'm going to add about a shot of this, maybe a little bit less. You don't want to add too much. It just kind of adds a little bit of flavoring and a little bit of spunk. All right, that's good. Now you're going to turn your stove up from medium to about medium-high. Every few minutes or so, you kind of just want to stir the meat. Just get it nice and mixed. Now, a good way to tell if your spices are where you want them is you just take a straw and take a little sip. That's good. Now, this is the important part. You don't want it too dry, but you want it about juicy like a Louisiana summer day. And the most important part is your taco shells. I like to use the stand-in stuff because you can stand them and stuff them, but if you have a little baby manlet mouth, I guess regular taco shells are just fine. For cheese, you're gonna want Colby Jet. Fuck, I meant to get Colby. God damn it. Now my secret is I like to line the bottoms before I put the meat in. And just put some cheese on the bottom there. Next, you're going to put your meat in. You want to take it out when the edges just have a little bit of golden brown. Like a butthole that's never seen a bidet. Now it's time for the taste test.
I'm from Arizona.